The hypocrisy of men today is hilarious, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, this mostly pertains to the red pill community, or basically any man who's had a frustration of seeing women pretty much increase their body count. Now, my issue when it comes to men who complain about women's body count being high is that a lot of the times they are the contributing factor to why these women have high body count. I've always been under the firm belief that if you as a man have a body count that's past 10 numbers, you can't be mad of a woman having the equivalent. Essentially, it doesn't make sense. You can't be mad of a woman having a high mileage while you're also going out in the streets creating these high mileages in the first place. Now, I'm not saying this because I'm a male feminist of any kind, nothing in that nature, but most of the time it's men who are hypocrites complaining about essentially women having high body counts. But when you ask them, what's your body count? They make up some of the most dumbest, retarded, hypocritical excuses that you could possibly imagine to try and justify that a man needs to have a high body count. And sometimes I don't even blame them, because the women tend to gravitate to men who have high body counts in the first place, which ends up giving their argument a little bit more weight than it necessarily should have. But then usually, like I said before, I haven't heard women with low body counts or women of faith how they feel in this current dating space and how difficult it is for them to find a man with a low to zero body count. That's why I've always had an issue with the red pill community or anyone with that mentality, is that if you're someone who is, let's say, a virgin, or is someone with a very low body count, my definition of a low body count is less than 2. Let's be honest, less than 2. But if you're someone who has that body count, 2 or less, or who have no body count whatsoever, you shouldn't really be frustrated when you see women sleeping with 5, 10, 20, 30 men, because you don't have any interest in those type of women in the first place. Like, you have no intentions of ever marrying them. So being frustrated at that type of situation makes no sense. You would only ever be frustrated at this only because you're not getting any yourself. So that means you don't really care about a woman's purity whatsoever. You just care more so that you're not getting any of this action, and you're envious of the men who are able to get those actions, right? And then there are the men out there who get like 20 women a month, let's just say, hypothetically, right? And they have no issues going around and adding to those women's body count, but then go on a podcast or make a video or frustratingly tweet that women are sleeping around, that turn themselves into whores and all that stuff. It's like, who's making the whores though? Who are turning women into whores? Like, it is us men, simple as that. Well, not me, but I'm not in that inclusion, but I am a man, so it is us at the end of the day. If you want women to have low body counts, the best and optimal way to do so is to shame the men who are sleeping with multiple women a night. I don't care if they have money, power, wealth, all that stuff. Shame them nonetheless, because they're contributing and making it difficult for the men who don't have that power or that wealth to actually find suitable wives in the first place. Your enemy is not women, it is men at the end of the day. Like, back to the old days, like, men run the world, we shape the world, it is what it is. If your frustration with women having high body count is that severe, your enemy is men. Your enemy are the men who have red pill podcasts, who keep making these videos trying to encourage men to sleep and test drive these women, but at the same time expect women to have a low body count. It is an oxymoron. You should address and attack the men who have these issues, not who create these issues. But that's just my opinion on it. Nothing too deep into it. I mean, I feel like this is like how do I phrase this? Like, it's an over-talked discussion at this point. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I feel like the biggest issue to women having a high body count, turning themselves into OnlyFans, prostitutes. OnlyFans is prostitution, I don't care what people say. And doing all this degenerate stuff that we see online is because we men encourage it. We encourage it, we push it, we advertise for it, and then when we don't like what we see, we end up trying to put all the blame on women, when in actuality it is the men who create this environment. Every problem that exists, you will find the source to be men at the end of the day. So, and the reason why I say this is because if you have weak men creates bad environment. We need strong men with a strong caliber and a strong sense of what's the word I'm looking for? Like discipline. That's what we need. You have men with no discipline whatsoever. That's the biggest issue. That's why we have all this nonsense in the first place. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think I'm wrong? Many of you will say I'm wrong anyways, but I think I'm right, so it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.